Hey there guys, so my time with these Falken Wildpeak T4W tires has come to an end. When I review tires, I don't like to just show you a new tire on a bench and talk about it for a few minutes and then go on to something else. I like to actually use the tire in the real world so I can give you honest information about it, right? So we've done this on this channel with lots of tires over the last 5 or 10 years. And, I've been running these AT4s since they first came out and became available 2 winters ago now, believe it or not, back in 23, 24. Actually, this specific set of tires right here was produced in October of 2023. And then as soon as they were available for sale from a vendor, I bought them and started running them. So it's been a good year and a half. I've put over 15,000 miles on them. I've used them in every condition you can think of: mud, dirt, rocks, gravel roads, highways, interstates. I've towed fairly heavy with them several times. We've used them in the winter time. I've tried to do everything that a guy could possibly do with these tires on a heavy-duty pickup truck, and I feel like that at this point, there's just really not much else that I can say about the AT4. It is every bit as good as the AT3, contrary to what you might hear out on the internet. This tire did not go backward. It's every bit as good as the AT3, if not better. It's got the same amazing traction that I got from the AT3s that I ran. The same amazing tread wear. I mean, these things are over 15,000 miles on a heavy duty truck, and they've still got 1630 seconds of tread remaining. I measured them just a little while ago. The tread is wearing perfectly smooth and even across the face of the tread here. They're still relatively quiet. Any aggressive tire is going to have a little hum going down the road, and these do, but they're not loud. Rain traction is amazing. Snow traction was amazing. Back in the wintertime, I did a snow run out here and showed you, if I hit the brakes on the truck, it would sit down and squat. It didn't slide around. These things they've been fantastic. And there's just no drama with these tires. And so at this point, I'm just boring you guys with continuing to come back every 5 or 10,000 miles and tell you the same things, right? There's just nothing else to say about these. They're amazing tires. And out of everything that I've reviewed in the all-terrain category, these are still the best all-terrain tire you can get, period. I will put these up against any brand and any tire out there in the all-terrain segment. So, if you're looking for an excellent all-terrain tire, you cannot beat the Falken. Now, I did run the Falken Wildpeak RTs, which is sort of the hybrid tire that they make that goes between the all-terrain and the mud-terrain. I ran those briefly on a Ram 1500 truck, and they also were amazing, but they had just a little bit more road noise, as you would expect. So I would kind of lean toward these because I don't feel like these are giving up a lot of off-road traction, but you get a slightly quieter tire on the road. So anyway, I think the time has come to say goodbye to these and move on to reviewing something else. So I'm going to let somebody else enjoy these, and they've probably got, gosh, I bet these tires have another 60,000 miles in them. I'm not kidding. Like I said, they've got a little over 15,000 on them right now. We are finishing up a review on the AT3 version of this tire on my cousin's Super Duty truck. He's got over 75,000 miles on those that I have personally documented, and they are just about worn out. He's going to have to replace them before winter comes back. But the fact that you can get over 75,000 miles out of an aggressive all-terrain on a heavy-duty truck is just amazing. And at the rate that these AT4s have been wearing, they're going to last just as long. So the guy who's getting these is going to have a set of tires that will last him a long time, and he's going to have no problems with them. They've balanced out perfect, no vibration at all going down the highway. Like I said, there's just nothing else to talk about with these tires. They are, as an all-terrain tire goes, they're perfect. So time to move on, and what I have to decide now is which tire is going to be next. What am I going to review next? It's either going to be an all-terrain tire or maybe a mud terrain tire. thinking about trying to do a review on a mud terrain again. I don't do a lot of mud terrains on this channel, but I'll be honest with you, my experience has been that mud terrain tires have some advantages even when you're not playing around off-road. And specifically, like all these gravel roads that I drive out here in the rural part of Kentucky all the time, you know, these all-terrain tires will pick up stones really bad because of how close the treads are, you know, the blocks. But a mud terrain tire doesn't really have that problem because you've got enough void between the tread blocks that most of the gravel that it picks up, it'll go ahead and spit it right back out. So I kind of like mud terrains for my usage because they don't pick up stones and throw it all over your paint when you get back on the highway. You know, obviously they're great, you know, when you get off-road. I've always had pretty good luck with them in the snow. I know that they're not ideal for winter conditions, but I have never felt like mud terrains hold me back when it's snowing out here. We've got ice or whatever. I don't feel like they really hold me back versus an all-terrain. I can just drive accordingly, you know. So maybe we'll do a mud terrain. I don't know. We will see. But anyhow, I just wanted to give you one last look at these Falkens. And hey, why don't I get the camera and bring over? I'll give you one more close-up look at them before we say goodbye to them. Now this set, you know, these are 18x9 wheels, and of course 35x12.50 tires. The set goes 103 pounds each. So, you know, it's not something that I want to just sling around here. That's why I'm kind of down on the ground with the tire. But I'll go get the camera and bring it over, and we'll take one last close-up look at the tread on these. All right, so like I was saying, I'm going to get down here so you can see just how nice, look how nice those are wearing. You don't see any chopping and feathering on the tread. I do rotate these, not maybe as often as a guy should, but like say every 7,500 miles or so, I've been rotating them. So I've rotated them a couple of times already. So that does help, obviously. But yeah, I mean, look at the tread. You know, now, like I was saying, I run these gravel roads all the time. So I'm trying to find some places, like right there, you can see just a little bit of chunking. See that? Right in there. Just a very minor bit. But you got to remember, these things are on an 8,000 pound truck and they're on gravel literally every day. So very, very rugged tire. They just hold up so good. Part of me is going to kind of miss these because like I said, they're just such a great all-terrain tire. I like the new sidewall aggressiveness, the fact that you've got a couple of sidewalls to pick from. The 3+ sidewalls have been nice because you just don't feel like you ever have to worry about getting a flat with these things. You know, guys talk about how heavy they are. They're not really heavy. A 35x12.50, 71 pounds. I looked, and every other brand out there that's popular is all in that 70-pound range in this size. So they're not heavier than the competition. Just a great tire. So anyway, last look at these AT4s, and pretty soon, I don't know exactly when, because I got to decide what we're going to try next. I'll show you what the replacement's going to be. For now, I got the little stalkers back on the truck, and I'm going to tell you something, man. Those things, the fuel economy difference has been pretty substantial. Hand calculated 3 to 3.5 miles per gallon hit when I had these on the truck. So, you know, I'm going to enjoy the extra fuel economy for a little while until I get the next set that we're going to review. But anyhow, I do appreciate the guys who have been watching the videos on these Falkens. And if you're shopping for all-terrain tires, you just cannot beat these. They are amazing. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. We'll see you pretty soon. Thanks for watching.